So this is like a compilation of videos of the National Guard up in DC. Figured you guys would be interested in seeing some of this stuff. I haven't really had a lot of time to dig into it, to be honest with you. There's a bunch of different things going on up there. Apparently, they've been helping the national parks and stuff like that, like clean up the parks and other things. So, West Virginia. I wonder who was recording this. Yeah, you're definitely in a major city. It's interesting that they made sure they all had the black National Guard on the back of their flags, so that way people knew. That looks like a command team. Yeah. Oh, that's the 4-star General Nordhaus. Nordhaus? Hold on, let's see here. Let's see. General Nordhaus. Maybe there's something about that. Oh, okay. Yeah. Looks like General Nordhaus went out there to engage the soldiers. Well, hold on. Oh. Weird. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so General Stephen Nordhaus, who is... no, that's the National Guard Bureau. Oh, he's the 30th Chief of the National Guard Bureau. Gotcha. Okay. Makes sense. So he was out there engaging with the soldiers and the airmen that support Joint Task Force Columbia, or District of Columbia, yesterday. From city beautification to safeguarding our nation's capital, for those who live, work, and visit, our guardsmen serve with professionalism and dedication. Interesting. Let's see. We'll go back to the video here. So he was getting out saying hi to everybody. Everybody's got... That must be his Sergeant Major, I would assume. Typically, if you find a general, the Sergeant Major is not far behind. You know, they're usually like the dynamic duo. They're like peanut butter and jelly. You know what I'm saying? Not wearing plates. I don't know. I can't. I don't. Yeah, it doesn't seem like. Yeah, no, you might be right. You might be right. It doesn't look like they're not filled out enough. DC's a horrible place. I mean, I guess it depends on what time of day you're there, where you go in it. You know, I'm sure there's some good parts too. That's not all bad, but I mean, honestly, the one thing that keeps me away from DC and wanting to stay away from the National Capital Region the most is the fact that the traffic there is so atrocious. It's literally, it makes me insane. I can't stand the traffic of the DC capital region. Oh, never mind. That's a general. Jesus. That's a 1-star general. That's not a sergeant major. I was way off. Okay. Well. Yep. I stand corrected. But I guess they're getting around. Maybe that's his like chief of staff, maybe. I'm not sure. Now I need to look him up and see who General Blanchard is, because I'm kind of curious. Let's see. Oh, come on, man. Here we go. All right. General Blanchard. I think that's him. Brigadier General Blanchard. Oh, okay. Brigadier General Leland D. Come on, you gonna load the picture or what, dude? All right, that's him. He is the commanding general interim of the District of Columbia National Guard. Okay. That makes sense. All right. Well, now we have, so he's definitely not like he's not a chief of staff. He's like the actual commanding general of the District of Columbia National Guard specifically. So there's so many different extraneous billets. It's sometimes hard for me to keep track. I just make assumptions, but I'm glad we checked so that way we are verifying information and make sure that we're correct and accurate and not making assumptions about people. So, are these guys Command Sergeant Major talking with hands? Never. Never. That's a fair point. Command Sergeant Majors definitely don't talk with hands very often. I'm kind of bad for that. I like to be expressive and like say things with, like with my hands. Like, are these guys infantry, or do they pick a random unit and everybody goes? Oh, he's got some challenge coins. General's passing out some challenge coins. That's a first sergeant right there. That's awesome. Oh, nice. That's a valuable challenge coin. Throw that one up on the rack, boy. Let's see. I did that. I'd tell that general to hook me up with a morale coin. Yeah. Yeah, they definitely need a coin. They're probably going to need a coin rack after this thing, because I'm sure there's a lot of people out there handing out coins. Oh, look at all that. Tarps and stuff. I'm sure, like, bro, imagine the things they're finding in DC, like, inside the tree line. Because I know that at one point there was, like, a significant issue with vagrancy and stuff like that, and people living in tents. And they've since cleaned up a significant portion of DC, from what I've been told when I've been talking to people up there. But one can only imagine the things they found in the parks. Oh, Marvin Gaye Park. Parks and Recreation. Yeah, looks like they got a pretty good haul, I'd say. DC tree line worse than Donetsk tree line. I mean, I don't know. I've never been to Ukraine, so I don't know. I would say that it's a tough one, man. Donetsk's tree line is probably littered with stuff. Did that staff sergeant have an SF tab? I must have missed it. I'm not sure. I also don't understand how patches work for the Army. It's not my forte. I mean, I know that they've talked about how certain patch, like a patch on one shoulder means that you deployed with that unit, and a patch on the other shoulder means that's the unit you're with, I think. Might be mistaken. Texas EOD guy, what's up, dude? Welcome in. We're just watching the National Guard beautify Washington, D.C. right now. There we go. Getting some weed eating done. Interesting. Well, they're definitely cleaning the area up for sure. I wonder how good those weed whackers actually work. I can explain the patches if you like. Yeah, I'd like to hear what you say, Texas. Teach me. Teach me the ways. Right shoulder is a unit you deployed with, and left shoulder is current unit with the current unit you're with. Okay, so that's what I thought. That's what I thought. It was explained. Somebody else has explained it to me before. I just wasn't. I couldn't remember right off the top of my head. But yeah, okay. So right shoulder is the last unit that you deployed with. Left shoulder is the current unit with the Army that you are in. It makes sense. See, we're all learning something. Good. Sad part is it will be back to dirty in a week. I mean, I hope not. If maybe, you know, I would be willing to bet that the National Guard's making a big enough of an impact out there, like beautification wise, that it will be easier to maintain for like the local parks and recreation people, because it won't be such a massive undertaking, you know. Left shoulder for special qualifications like SF, Ranger, Sapper. Okay, makes sense. Weed whackers, first time they have been used in years. DC workers are super diligent, I'm sure. Yeah, I don't know, man. Tough to say. There's the National Park Service. So I guess it's the Air Force, the National Guard, bunch of people doing stuff up there. Then guys patrolling Union Station. That's got to be an interesting duty. I wonder who the guy was that was recording this stuff. I'm just going to record them walking around. Why not? Yeah, it's got to be interesting. It's got to be an interesting experience. I'm sure a lot of these guys were happy to do something, you know, something other than just sitting at their you know, normal place that they go to drill at or whatever they do on the weekends and stuff, you know what I mean? Or regular going to the field. It's probably nice doing something like real and tangible that feels like you're having an impact. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people feel like that in the military. And if anybody's out there, like, you know, ragging on them for cleaning up and doing like cosmetic care and beautification care, it's like, dude, you'd be doing that on base anyway. You know, a lot of times, you know, people do that all the time on base. I'm definitely sure that they made DC better. They cleaned it up. They probably made it safer. They just even being present. So I'm certain they probably had some kind of a positive impact, you know? So, at the end of the day, people like feeling like they made a difference. You know, people like feeling like they're doing something. If all you do is just show up and you don't feel like you're making a difference, you're not doing anything, it becomes really monotonous and people, you know, lose interest, you know? The best way to keep people interested is be like, hey, we're going to do something that's real and tangible and is going to help the community and have an impact. You know what I mean?